This is absolutely Essendon. Thank you for pressing that play button. Good to have you with us. And thank you for all the really nice comments we received for our collaboration with the Everything Essendon channel, young Felix.
Yep.
He really delivered. And we appreciate all the great comments. And there's a lot of humorous comments as well too. Keep them coming. Yeah. You keep us entertained.
I think we launched him into the stratosphere, really, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, in terms of fame and glory, it was... great career move for Felix coming on our show.
You think?
Yeah.
It's all whiskey and women for him from this point
I think so. He's a man in demand, and he's prolific.
That he is.
He is prolific.
Way more prolific than us.
Well, I'm glad he's doing it, because otherwise, our audience, many of whom do watch Everything Essendon, would not know what's going on.
No, they wouldn't.
With Essendon in the off-season. So
yes.
Thank you again, Felix at Everything Essendon. And if there's anyone out there who hasn't stumbled across his channel, please do check it out. We will put a link in our show notes. Is that what they're called?
Look at you trying to sound all...
to make sure that you check out his... Because he is pumping
notes.
out a video literally every half an hour at the moment as news breaks.
Mate,
unlike us.
More quality content than HBO. But good on him. Good on him. So we thought, you're probably thinking, why are these turkeys even showing up at the moment? And, it's a fair question.
Yeah, it is a good question.
We thought that there's plenty to cover still. There's stuff that we want to mention, stuff that we want to get off our chest.
We have to provide a slightly different view of the world than perhaps other fantastic Essendon fan channels on YouTube, many of whom are a little bit more matter-of-fact and black and white. We kind of bring shades of grey into that. Well, not
dark
50
shades of grey.
50 shades of grey.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but
no.
So anyway, here we are.
So
we're back. You've had a holiday. I've had a holiday.
We have. It's been good. So what is it? Is it the trade? Is the trade week ended, or the free agency trade?
Did you not pay any attention to what Felix was telling you?
I said he really needed a whiteboard. Next time I'm going to ask him. But
well, it's a good thing you've got me here, because I am.
So you give me the subtitles.
Across it. All right, so let's get down to business. The free agency period has completed or finished a few days ago, last Friday. And I've got to say, I think we took the premiership once again in terms of being the team that dominates October. And that great man, Adrian Dodoro, in his farewell tour, has really brought it home. He's brought home the bacon.
Has he? What strikes me is that the season may be over, but for teams like us, it's the season of hope, because we just hope that there'll be a couple of moves that might move the needle, that might move us back up into the right stratosphere. Has that happened this year?
Yeah,
that's the word on the street.
It's a great question,
is that
Joe.
The vibe?
It's a great question, and I tell you, there's a lot of upbeat people out there in Essendon land who are already predicting great things in 2024.
That's never happened.
Never.
It's not
who would have thought it?
Not for at least 12 months.
So bringing in a 35-year-old ruckman in Todd Goldstein, it's like we've got sort of prime John Nichols coming on board.
Right.
A lot of people won't know who the great, the big Nick was, but he was a fantastic ruckman for Carlton back in the 60s.
He was.
But no, Todd Goldstein, I think. What I will say is that we have brought in players to fit holes in our lineup. And of course, with Andrew Phillips having retired, he was carrying that role of aged has-been ruckman very, very well, I thought.
Hey, a little respect. We used him way more than we thought we'd need him in the 2023 season.
No man had been thanked for his service
that's
more frequently than Flipper.
That is true.
So,
and in the end, we're sorry to see him go.
It was a tragedy because...
He earned a place in our heart.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? That Ranger, love it. But, with Sam Draper most probably going down the Joe Danaher path of incurable groin injury.
Osteitis pubis.
Well, it's children might be watching, so
Right.
be careful what you say there.
Yeah. Isn't that what they call a groin injury? Isn't it how they refer to it?
Yeah,
Is it?
there's a
Or not?
Latin word for it. I think you used the Latin. Okay.
Right, okay.
But no, Sam Draper probably won't be up and running until early in the new year.
Maybe round 18.
And
19.
who knows if he goes? Yeah, it depends on which
Our
year
doctors,
we're talking
eh?
about. It could be 26. But so Todd
All
Goldstein.
right, sorry, cut across the gag. There, mate.
He
See,
did.
we're not- yeah, sorry.
He will only be 40 by the time that we get Sammy back in the side. So I think, Todd, please stay
Yeah.
off the carbs, mate. Just
Yeah.
keep nice and healthy because
Yeah.
we're going to need you. And Nick Bryan in the background, clearly not considered good enough.
Well, it was interesting that Todd Goldstein, in his sort of social media posts, sort of said he was, looking forward to supporting both Draper and Bryan, which I thought, hey, good on him for saying that. Even Brad Scott said, mate, you'll be playing, 18 games
won't
this
be any
year.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good luck to him, and we look forward to seeing him wearing the Essendon jumper, which I believe he tried on.
Well, he did.
Down at the hangar?
He did. It's one of those awkward kind of moments where they make the incoming player, try on the jumper. Hey, I'm not used to wearing
Like
this.
it's the
kind of
Ark of the Covenant.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
a holy,
it's just so
sacred
so
thing.
special. Instead of blue and white, I get to wear red and black this time.
And how did he look?
Same shitty fabric. Well, it's always funny, I think, when they make a player put it on, because it just looked like it felt like the jumper was made out of thumbtacks. You know what I mean? It just didn't look comfortable.
I think we can work really well together again. It's hard not to look at that. I mean, when you're growing up as a supporter, you love those games and those big crowds and how exciting it is. And
Needed a bit of tailoring.
Too big.
Exactly.
He's a big boy.
Well,
Couldn't be that big.
I don't know who they're using for the template.
Someone big, I would guess. We can't fat shame people, but I guess there are out in Bomberland fans that do want the double XL size jumpers.
Right.
When they go
Yeah.
down, they're usually in the cheer squad, those big lads.
But seriously, taking off the jumper, hey, the guy looks fit. He looks fit.
I didn't take that much notice. But,
you want to see if he's, had a few
he's
pizzas.
got a permanent smile on his face.
Well, I said he's the grinning ruckman, and
Did you?
you asked me what was I talking about.
Well, now I know what you're
And now
talking
you're
about.
fucking, are you seriously asking me that? I said that nearly 2 episodes ago, and you're like,
God, how long ago was that?
Fucking,
That was round 22
that was a
or something,
while.
wasn't it?
That was a while.
But you were
Anyway,
right. He is
yes.
the smiling ruckman.
Yes.
And let's hope that translates onto the footy field. Because I tell you what, if you're lining up at the centre bounce and that's staring across you at the centre circle with Toddy doing his big grin, I'd be a bit concerned. I'd be
No,
running
but that's
the other way.
his genius.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Hey, good
That's
on him.
it. You just get freaked out.
Whatever
Like,
works.
and just let him have the tap out.
What
Let him
about,
have it.
sorry, I
and
interrupt.
he's a good kick for goal too, which I think doesn't hurt. Let's face it. Show the youngsters how to go back and slot one through from 42 metres out on a 27-degree angle.
Well, that always helps. So who else? So we've also brought in on free agency a couple of other players. Benny Mackay.
Right. Now, we haven't seen him trying on the jumper yet. What's going on there?
No, look, he's obviously not around. I think he might be on holidays somewhere, but they're
right,
photoshopping him.
Oh, are
They
they?
Photoshop his head,
stick his head.
onto Will Snelling's body. Herr Schnelling's body.
That's
Because I tell you, I saw the Photoshopping. I'm not joking. I don't know who they used for the bottom half, or from,
Really?
like collarbone down.
It was mismatched.
But it looked rather strange. I think his head was a little large for the...
Well, maybe he's just got a talk show host head.
he's got heads like us, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newsreader head. It's always just too big for the body. That happens.
Well, he's... You would hope to think that head will now be dominating our backline, and
You would hope.
we've always wanted that big-headed defender.
We do.
To
Just to stop the ball
put the
any way
fear
possible.
of God up the tomahawk.
Yeah.
But who, by the way, has signed on for another year. So
Yes.
sorry, Bomber
He
fans.
has. Yeah.
Expect more pain from the Cats next year.
It will be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah.
Because,
Well, how old's he? He's
we-
about as old as Toddy Goldstein, right?
No, he's 30,
35,
he's 30.
36, yeah.
Who Tomahawk? Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He's 35. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So
that's
Ben
right.
Mackay...
So speaking of the back line,
yes.
what about BZT? Is he really going to leave?
Well, that comes up when we start to talk about trade week. We haven't finished free agency yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So
all right,
do you
okay,
want? We
all
can
right.
talk about it now, or
No,
we can
then
come
no,
back
let's
to it.
not.
All
No,
right, we'll just quickly wrap this
All
up.
right. Okay. Don't put your foot down.
Okay.
Like we've got
I mean,
some sort of special running sheet. We're just looking at a photo of someone on Instagram.
Yeah, it's nice too.
Okay.
So Ben Mackay,
Yes.
he's the big-bodied defender that we've been screaming out for. Essendon supporter, as was Todd Goldstein, by the way. Both him and Mackay were Essendon fans. I think Goldstein's father was a passionate Essendon supporter, so that's very very touching.
That's right. They had the photo of Ben Mackay and brother Harry in Essendon jumpers.
Yeah, the two young boys.
Age seven.
Hopefully Harry will be coming across at some stage too. And then, of course, Jade Gresham, the St Kilda small. Mid-small.
Yeah.
A lot of people questioning this particular recruitment.
Right, are they? What are they saying? How are they questioning it?
Well, we're paying too much for him, and he's not that great. He's better than anything we've got.
Right.
What is wrong with Essendon supporters that we seem to think that in Matt Guelphy we have the next Tom Papley? We don't. And no offence to Matt, because of course he's a terrifically handsome man and we love him around Brownlow Medal Night and at the awards he looks great in a suit.
Okay.
But in terms of actually kicking goals, Gresham has a record of kicking over a goal a game, which is a lot more than most of our small forwards. So I'm very excited to have him on board.
Okay, so you think even if you have to overpay a little, just get the job
done?
Well,
it's free agency, right? You've got to pay more. It's a bidding war. If you don't pay, someone else will. So,
and you're saying we're paying the price of being tight asses for the last few years where we've won the trade week and really not gotten the right results.
Maybe.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I'd rather we show a bit of ambition, and we've got plenty of room in the salary cap. I mean, we talked about this with everything Essendon.
Yeah.
And, why do people get so uptight about how much we pay, the football club pays?
Well, aren't we paying via memberships?
They get money from other areas. I mean, who cares where the money
comes
from?
But it is 50% of the revenue.
Win a premiership. And if that means going out and getting players, then we have to pay $100,000 more for, fine. Let's just do it.
Look,
anyway.
I've often disagreed with you, but I've spun around and I do agree.
Thank you.
Especially, what irritates me more is when the club wastes money in off-field decisions, payouts to people that shouldn't have been employed, all that sort of stuff. That's where you really blow the money. But if you are going to stretch from a fiscal perspective, do it on the field. Yeah. I agree.
Look, there's a salary cap. We've got to pay a certain percentage of that salary cap every year, and even as it stands, paying admittedly a little bit too much for probably Mackay and certainly Gresham.
Yeah,
we've still got oodles of cash left in our salary.
We've got headroom.
We certainly do. And then you're looking at the likely departure of Heppel and Shield in the next 12 months, so there will be another $1 million freed up. And the word is that the way that Essendon has structured its player contracts, it gives us a lot of scope to, pay a large amount of money next year for a free agent, and that could be any one of, say, Hugh McCluggage, for example, from Brisbane, coming up as a free agent next year. I think Ben King will be available or end of contract. So there's a lot of opportunity, and we have certainly got plenty of money to go out next year and perhaps chase one of those key players. So I think all's good. Who cares? We've got the money. Go and get it. If it doesn't work, at least we tried. If we didn't go and get those players this time around, can you imagine the criticism?
Yeah.
Well, why isn't Essendon recruiting? What are we doing? We're sitting on our hands again.
Sitting with cash at bank.
Exactly.
Lazy balance sheet.
But then as soon as we start spending it, people are going, we're spending too much on that, Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So how much are we talking to spend on Jade Gresham?
I think Gresham, they're saying around 700.
700,000. Yeah. How many years do we have to...
I'm not sure what his contract will be, but it'll probably be at least 3.
Yeah.
I would have thought.
Maybe 4.
I think Mackay is 6 years.
Oh, wow.
6, something like that.
Hey,
$800,000. So
he'll be snapping up a bit of property with that.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah, and good luck to him.
Yes, okay.
Our big-headed defender.
Yes.
Now, so you wanted to talk about BZT. So we're on to trade week. There's a few more days to go in trade. I think it finishes this coming Wednesday if you're watching this live.
Right.
So not too many people would be.
No, they wouldn't. Because we don't go live. That's also a factor. Now the last week in our session with Felix from Everything Essendon, there was a bit of excitement around not only Xavier Dersma, who has had some injury issues, but I've always thought he was pretty good when he was on the field. Yeah. But there's the classic younger brother that's sitting waiting in the wings. The younger brother that's got it all.
I think his name is.
And I've read that we're no chance to get him.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, okay, let's start with Xavier Dersma. So Xavier Dersma is a player whose star is on the wane a little. He
That just goes exactly against what I just said. But go on.
No, I think what you said is largely correct. But, he certainly had a fantastic start to his career. He was in the same draft year as Port Adelaide's other two young stars, Butters and Rosie.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Those three were often referred to as the Three Musketeers.
Right.
And while Butters and Rosie have certainly gone on to bigger and better things, Dersma's kind of tread water a little bit. So he has had some injury issues, but there's no question that there is a player there, very, very good player. And would love to see him come across to us.
Yep.
And I think it's all hinging on whether Port Adelaide will just accept a straight swap with Brandon Zirk-Thatcher.
Right.
And I think that seems to be a pretty fair deal because Brandon Zirk-Thatcher is a player they want. They approached him. I think they're probably of similar calibre in terms of where they sit in the currency stakes.
Right.
So that will play out, probably be maybe the last day of trade week. We'll get an answer on that one.
Okay.
Whilst I think both sides is kind of holding out a little bit, but it's a deal that will go through. Both boys want to move, and I don't think the club would benefit from holding on to either, or either club would hold on for benefit from holding on.
Does the younger brother want to play for Port Adelaide?
Well, no. I mean, he's a Victorian, Zane.
Okay.
So yes, so on Zane Dersma, I think, and we talked a little bit about this with Everything Essendon. He's widely considered to be a top 5 pick, maybe even higher.
Oh, really?
Our pick currently, our first round draft pick is number 9.
9.
It's sliding all the time.
Oh, it is. I thought it was 7. We're down to 9.
It was 8 originally, and it's dropped because of the compensation pick that North Melbourne got from Ben Mackay.
Right. Okay.
So North Melbourne got a pick 3 compensation because we're paying Ben Mackay $800,000 a year, and that therefore qualifies for that level of compensation. So so North now have pick 2 and 3, and that pushes our pick 8 down to pick 9. So,
right.
And that will continue to slide as we go into the draft. There will be other father and son nominations and academy players that will get taken earlier in the draft. That will probably have us dropping down to around 15 or something like that.
Right, okay.
14 or 15, I would imagine. I mean, we've managed to bring in these players, and let's assume we get Dersma without letting go of our first round draft pick. So that's been pretty good business by the Bombers.
Right.
And, we still have something to do with the draft with that first round pick. So.
Right.
But I don't think we'll see, unless by some miracle Zane Dersma slides down to that level, I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, right.
Zach Reed's younger brother. Zach Reed, of course, was drafted in 2020, I think.
He's got a younger brother too?
He does.
Very special?
Yeah, but probably not going to be as highly rated as Zane Dersma, but he's a tall 200-plus centimetre, much like Zach.
Right, okay. We need more of those.
Yeah, gangly 200-centimetre players who do their backs after 3 months. So he's in the draft. Right. He probably isn't going to go any earlier than, say, 25. So he might be a chance to come to Essendon.
But he's up at those sort of levels.
Yeah, he is. Tall kids are always in demand. So he's a tall forward/ruck type player. He may end up at Essendon with his brother. So we'll see how that plays out. Of course, the final draft positions won't be known effectively until the draft itself, which is in November.
Right.
Because there can be trading of draft picks prior to the draft being held itself. So a lot to play out.
Jeez.
As they say.
Okay, all right.
You can see you're fascinated. I know these guys are, and ladies.
I am. My fascination is growing. But I still think it's all about all the elements of the club.
So can I just ask, why do you watch football if you're not caught up in the excitement of draft week and trade week and all of that? That's what it's all about for us, right?
Is it? Exactly. You know what I'm
talking about.
Watch
football because of on-field performances, surely.
That's right.
All right, so that's that done.
It is amazing how big the whole trade week
it's
trade
huge.
week radio. It's just massive.
It's
just
a big
massive.
thing. I mean, the AFL
it's a show.
too. I mean,
really
I'm sure the Dersma Zirk-Thatcher deal, which is really, it's hardly a blockbuster deal, but I'm sure the clubs have been told just hold off until the last day, maybe the last hour.
Half an hour. Yeah.
And we'll have a little
just
fun
build
with
that
that.
up like a good auction on a Saturday afternoon in leafy suburban Melbourne.
Yeah.
Just leave it for the last knockout bid.
Yeah. So,
All
so
right.
that's pretty much the trade.
Now, have you
week,
been keeping an eye on the AFLW? Because the Dons ladies, they're doing all right.
Is that what they're called? The
Yeah.
Dons?
No, that's just what I called them.
That sounds a little bit
all right.
condescending, actually. The Dons
How?
ladies. It sounds like
I was trying to make it up market, but now you've taken it down market.
girls,
Anyway.
the ladies.
Yes.
The ladies.
The women folk, they've been doing well.
They have
you
been.
seen? They're sitting at 5th on the ladder.
They are flying. And I'm not going to attempt to pronounce any of their names.
No, because we'll just get into trouble.
But they have been doing extremely well. I mean, you've been following them quite closely.
Yeah, no, I don't know about quite closely, but
Who's doing well?
they beat Richmond on the weekend in the Dreamtime game.
Oh, so we knocked them out in both the men's and the women's, right?
We did.
It's been an incredible 23.
No, but I mean, first season. Now
Second
it's. Is he sure it's second?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You sure? All right, okay, all right.
So you follow it real closely.
7 games out of 10.
Oh, it's only a 10-game season?
Yeah. All right, so you follow it closely. Well, I mean, that's still 30% of the season to go. But anyway, they're sitting at 5th, which I think is pretty impressive.
They are safe as houses.
Yeah. No, let's not do that again.
What do you
Let's
mean?
not do that
What do you mean?
because the Dons were 5th. The boys were 5th. So why am I allowed to call them the boys?
Gentlemen.
Hey? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, that's like calling them ladies, right? You don't say the gentlemen.
Oh, the girls. No, but then that could be seen as this world. Anyway, they're sitting 5th, and the talk is that we could be looking at finals.
Oh no!
My voice is going high. That means I'm actually secretly worried. But
your voice?
We destroyed the boys. In any chance they had of playing finals.
Yeah, well, that's right. Because we were home and host in that too, weren't we?
Oh, God, we thought so.
And that went south.
Everyone talking about the easy run home, all of that. But
have they got an easy run home?
Apparently, because West Coast is just as bad in the women's league.
We're probably playing them, aren't we? Yeah, we'll lose.
Yes.
No, look, let's not curse the girls.
No,
the boys,
let's not.
ladies,
let's not bring
whatever
our
gender.
burden to them.
They.
But, because there was talk that the guys, the boys went and watched first week of finals, I think it was, St Kilda versus GWS, just to sort of,
Our men's...
They did. That was the talk. 12 of the players went and watched the game. But let me tell you, boys, you might want to go and watch the ladies play because they're doing something right.
They wear that jumper with pride.
It would seem so.
Yeah, they do.
It would seem so. So have a look. Check them out. That would be my suggestion.
I would agree with that entirely. And good luck to the Essendon Bomberettes.
Yes. Oh, God, can we just come up with 13 different names, references?
Well, you've got to be
them.
careful, right?
You
so
do.
let's
you
just
do.
go
you do.
straight to condescending.
Hats off.
They're
doing
really
well, giving us some joy. Let's. It would be great to see them make the finals, but there's still 3 rounds to go. Anything can happen.
Yeah. No, anything probably will happen, knowing this football club.
Let's hope they're not cursed.
Let's
hope they're not
They
cursed.
don't bring the curse with them.
No, I don't think so.
That's yet to come.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably... Is that all for this rather exciting quick wrap-up of the week?
Well, I think that that is it. There isn't much more. Have you gotten over the fact that Collingwood now sit at 16 premierships with us and Carlton?
Well, yeah.
Are you blocking that out like I am?
Oh no! I mean, what can you do? We've given every football club 23 years to catch up. I'm not surprised.
It's about time.
I'm not surprised someone actually did get there. I mean, they did their best not to.
They did. When you look at it that way, they really they've had lots of chances.
So we've been lucky, I suppose, that we've had this drought, and in the meantime, we haven't lost our standing as the number 1 club in the competition with regards to premierships, or sharing that at least. But that might not last forever, so we need to pull our finger out as a football club and get back into the business of winning premierships. And I think, there's some signs with the club that they're dedicated to that cause and prepared to... What we've done over this free agency period tends to demonstrate that.
Right. Now, when pre-season starts in earnest, can we head down to the hangar?
Well, for sure. I mean,
go and see what's going on. See if there's any change to the game plan, or they're sticking to the same game.
It just affects my health insurance policy if we go anywhere near the hangar.
Right.
Blood pressure. I've spoken to Booper,
right,
and I said, "Look, I'm thinking of heading over to the hangar just to have a look around." And
spiking your premium.
They have sent me through a note to say that they cannot accept responsibility for any injuries that we may incur.
Right. So
whilst we're down there.
like bungee jumping, scuba diving.
It's right up there.
Going anywhere near the hangar.
Yep, parachuting without a parachute.
Won't be covered.
Yep.
All right.
We definitely will be going out there, and hopefully an exclusive interview with Brad Scott is coming soon. I can't say too much because it's probably not going to happen.
No,
but we can only try.
It may look like someone has their hand on the camera and sort of...
Mr. Scott, Mr. Scott, have you got a minute?
Pushing us away. You turkeys.
You guys can hop out of here right now. So we'll see how we go.
He doesn't sound like a jockey at Moonee Valley.
That was his bodyguard.
Was it? Okay.
He doesn't speak like that.
Who's his bodyguard? Craig Williams.
I spoke to the connections.
She's a smart type.
Have we thought about doing absolutely horse racing? I think we're going to have a bit of fun with that.
Yeah, possibly.
You don't want to make fun of the little guys.
No, you don't. Yeah.
How do they stay so small? Is that genetic?
It's diet.
Is it diet?
Yeah, it is.
What do they eat?
They stay away from carbs and proteins.
But does that affect height?
But honestly, no, to stay at like 52, 53 kilos.
Oh, they're less than that, surely.
Yeah. Oh, some of them. The ones that,
what are the lady jockeys? They must be
48, 49. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's for a different day.
Possibly.
I think we probably need to wrap this up before we start attracting lawsuits and other things.
Again.
Being cancelled. So I think, guys, thank you. We'll be back soon. Not sure when. We'll keep you posted. If anything exciting is to happen during the rest of the trade week, please watch Everything Essendon. He'll be on top of that. And Felix, thank you again. We look forward to doing more work with you at some stage.
It absolutely will happen. All right. Thanks again for watching. As always, thank you. Like and subscribe.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.